What's going on, everybody? ODC here, and I'm back with another action figure review. Today's review, we're going to take a look at the Autobot Jazz from the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line. This is his G1 Cybertronian look, which is pretty awesome. This is a figure I picked up recently. Bought him for regular retail from a local comic shop, and I'm very pleased because I think he's going for like $35 to $40 now, and I just don't really think that this figure warrants any of that price. I think it is perfect in that regular retailed price range. I think you're getting a really good bang for your buck. This figure is very, very well done. If I didn't know any better with this figure, I would have thought that this was almost damn near like masterpiece levels of quality here. Now, and I mean, like, the plastic feels so good. It feels like really solid, very, I don't know, just, it almost feels like die cast, where I know there's not die cast, but it just, I don't know. The plastic is so well done. This might be the best quality plastic I've ever seen from a Hasbro Chug line product. And it's so well done. It's so good. This is the level of quality I'm talking about for a deluxe figure in 2024. Like, this is what we should get almost every time. Okay, maybe you can complain about that a little bit, but like really, I mean, if you wanted to nitpick the shit out of that, I guess you could, but I find it hard to believe. His transformation is so good. Let's just jump into it. I don't do it how the instructions say, and I don't do it how other people do it, so I do things differently. I do them my way, like, Sid Vicious always said, and, Frank Sinatra. Anyway. I'm going to do it my way. So I like to start with the feet because I don't know why. For some reason with Transformers, I always want to start with the feet. So let's just start with the toesies. We'll get those toesies in. And then what I like to do next is, I won't say what you want to do because you can do it however you want to. All right. I like to depeg this section right here in the legs. See if I can do it. Now, some of these joints are like super tight on him, which I enjoy, but in other circumstances, it's almost like too tight, so it's like I have to like really like open it up, like pry it a little bit, because it's just so, like, the plastic is so dense. And anyway, I like to open these up, and not by doing that, but by, just simply opening those up. I did flex that a little bit. There you go. You can bring the leg forward, and then you've got a little bit better of clearance. I just like to bring those doors out first. So that's what I'm going to do. And getting to those makes it a little bit easier if you pop those hinges for the ankles open. So there you go. Just pop that up. Bring the feet back down is what I like to do. And then bring those doors all the way out, just so they're out of the way. And then you can go ahead and collapse that again. And then just kind of, well, I guess you could kind of leave those open just so they're out of the way. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this center piece right on him, and I'm just going to bring it on up and cover that face. Bring it on up, cover the face, okay? And then simply all you really want to do next is just bring these arms in. All right. And then I think, sometimes I screw this up and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I feel like a nut. Sometimes I don't. All right. And then bring the hands in. Obviously, you got to bring those stupid hands in. There you go. They're not stupid. They're great. They're great hands. And I'm not going to say anything negative about it anymore. Anyway. So you just kind of want to leave those arms up for now because it's going to, I think, plug in later. So if my memory serves me correctly, the next thing I want to do here is make sure those arms are straight, okay? And then you kind of I just like to bring this up on the hinge and kind of fold it up where the chest piece now is almost up and in to the grill piece, okay? Then what I like to do is I like to then collapse the legs down, make sure you hear that click, right? And then collapse these legs into itself like so, okay? Because you're really tightening everything up now. And then we're going to connect the legs together, all right? So then connect those legs together. And I hope I'm not forgetting a step, because once you click these in, man, they are in. Like, they are in. It's, oh, I love this friggin' alt mode so much. It's so good. Next, you want to take the grapple hook off, and they actually have a spot for you to put the grapple hook, which I probably should have done before I started transforming, I know, but you can just spread the arms apart and you're going to see a little like octagon type situation there. I don't know, it's not an octagon, but whatever. Little shape, and you just want to pop that in, and there is your grapple storage for your alt mode. So good, right? So well thought out, so intuitive. And then you want to just bring this cockpit piece back, and this is where everything really, I mean, really snaps in tight, like a toiger, right? And then you just got your doors open last. Now with the arms, I'm pretty sure, hopefully I don't have these going in wrong, because no, these are correct. All right, so you want to have the exposed hands sticking outward, just like I did, because you want this tab hole and that tab to plug into the door, and then kind of situate the door behind like so. And you want to plug that arm in also. So it's kind of like a two-pronged attack here. Boom, shakalaka boom, and then boom with the door. Hopefully I showed that properly, because I wasn't even looking at the camera when I was doing that. And then two-pronged attack again. Hiya, hiya, hiya. And then there you go, man. This is his alt mode. Look how good this looks. And you can take the gun, you can plug it in top, like so. You know? Oh, there you go. Boom, 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 boom. Or you can do it on the side. Gadoo, gadoo, gadoon. Or if you don't want to see it at all, you can just plug it into the back. And you can barely even see it. Like, obviously, if you go like this, you can see it hanging off the back. You can't really store it. I mean, I guess you could wedge it, maybe. Let's try and wedge it under here. But not really going to happen, I don't think. Maybe that. Maybe that'll work. So you could wedge it between the two arms, and the friction between the arms can hold that if you're okay with that. But it hides it perfectly fine, and there is his alt mode. Like, it's just a little vacuum cleaner shoe thing. It's so awesome. This is so cool. I love this. You could put blast effects right there if you wanted to. I mean, there's a lot going on here with this guy, and it's just such a nice little package right here. It's so beautiful. Personally, I just like to put the gun on the back, just because, I don't know, I just know it's there. I don't have to worry about falling out, and you can barely see it. So it's not a big deal whatsoever. But this, I love this Cybertronian, like, 80s cartoon look. It's so awesome. It's almost like a Ralph McQuarrie type. If he was doing concepts for Transformers, he would have came up with something like this. So it's just gorgeous. I love it. It's absolutely just fit. Everything fits in nice and tight. Like, nothing's loose on him. Like, nothing. You can't hear a thing. Oh, it's just so good. Robot mode, so good. Alt mode, just fantastic. He doesn't really like roll or anything like that, because he's supposed to hover. So that's pretty much why the arms are the way they are and why they plug in like this. But I think it's just absolutely gorgeous. I love this alt mode. I'm gushing. I really am gushing. And Jazz is one of my favorite Transformers of all time. So, yeah, no yellowing or anything like that. Like, the plastic feels really premium on this. So, to get him out of alt mode. Now, what I like to do to get him out is for some reason, I don't know why, but I like to separate the legs a little bit. Now, with this alt mode, sometimes it will work for me, and then other times it's just like, nope, just going to stay in alt mode. So yeah, I'll just go after the doors this time and just unplug the doors. Sometimes the hinge will pop off, but, you know, it's the easiest. It's got to be the easiest way to do it. Next, I'll detach the back from... Now, these legs are really, I mean, it is a really nice tight fit. Just be careful. Obviously, clear plastic. We all know the story with clear plastic. And then just kind of bring everything up and get everything out of its own way. Next, I'll bring the cockpit or windshield up. And that's all you simply want to do is fold that back in. That's going to turn back into his backpack. Next, I'll do the legs just to get the legs out of its own way here. There you go. And then just simply move the ankle, open this back up. And like I said, that's going to just open up on its own. And then just swing the, well, you got to put that back down. There you go. You got to put the ankle back down to make clearance for the rest of the door to slide down. And then bring it back over. So I did things a little bit, you know, in an odd way, but that's just the way I do things, I guess, sometimes. So forgive me. Sorry if it bothers you, but too bad. With the ankles and the feet. So now he's got this weird situation going on here. You know, I'm only half transformed. And then I like to bring this down. That makes the backpack again. Swing out the arms. Boom. We're seeing the chest now. This does depeg from this, so you do have to pull that out of there. And then just simply rotate the arm back around the proper way, Anthony. There you go. And then bring the chest piece down, reveals the head, and it clips right into place, right into the top of the chest right there, near the head. Swing the hands back out, and bada bing, bada boom. You are done. You can also take the grapple gun like this, and don't plug it in like that. Plug it in like that. And then you can attach it to the end of the gun, and now you have a grapple gun, which is really awesome too. So you've got options with even the limited stuff that he comes with. Like, as long as his accessories make sense to me, like, that's all that matters. Like, I don't care if a figure doesn't come with 10 billion accessories, but comes with the accessories that make sense for the character and store on him. Like, I love weapon storage. It's just so satisfying to be able to store everything on a character, and it makes the fun factor go up for me, I think, personally. I've always been a big fan of that. You know, the countless G.I. Joes in the past that have come with 10 billion accessories, but then you've got to put them in a baggie somewhere. It doesn't really do a whole lot for me. I'd rather them come with less accessories. And this is just my personal preference now. Less accessories, better plastic for the actual figure itself, and weapon storage. I don't need them to come with 10 billion accessories. It's just not necessary for me. But there you go. You can have him with his gun up. And, you know, looking the part. You know, this is just such a good figure. Let's just take it in. It looks so good. Autobot symbol looks great here. And it looks great on the cab portion, whatever you want to call that. Hood. But it's just so good. And this is his faux chest, which looks really nice. The sculpting for the chest right here, very nicely done. The line work for the legs, a sculpt on the bottom shins, for the feet. And he's got paint, man. He actually has paint. Like, they really put a lot of tender love and care into making this figure look the way he does and feel the way he does. It's just such a fun figure. Let's get him. And like the ankles, man. Like those ankles can just do so much for the figure with a stance, you know? It just works so well. We can take that off. And you can actually store it on his shoulder if you want to. If you wanted to do some crazy stuff like that, you could do that. I just like to plug it into the back so I know it's there. But yeah, this is such a well-done figure. As far as his articulation does go, I guess I'll go through it really quick. The head can swivel at a full 360 rotation. You can snap his neck and kill him if you want to. The head can look down. The head can look up. Let's see if he's got jive turkeys. Oh, he's just a ball peg, so no gobbles. Sorry, no turkeys here. T-pose. Arms go up about that far, go down. Full 360 rotation in the arm if you needed to. He is a robot, so he could accomplish that if he wanted to. He does have a butterfly joint. He does have a single jointed elbow, which is, I want to say, pretty much spot on 90 degrees. Swivel at the bicep. He doesn't have a swivel at the wrist, but he does have that hinge joint for transformation purposes, and it does click back into place and hold. That's an important key. I've gotten so many Transformers in the past where this will not hold. Swivel at the waist. No really ab crunch or anything like that, but the legs can go forward. The legs can go back. He can do the splits better than some Spider-Man figures. Or most of them, I should say. Upper thigh swivel. He does have a single jointed knee, which is a little bit less than 90 degrees, but forgivable. And he does have his ankle tilt, and he does have toe articulation that does point down, but you don't have to worry about it too much. It's not like a loose joint, at least on my copy. But I want to say, as far as articulation, range of motion, I think he's top tier. Definitely very well done. This has got to be one of the best Jazz figures ever made. And here is my IDW Jazz. I love this figure. These have got to be my two favorite versions for Jazz, and my two favorite Jazzes in my collection. I really do hope that we get a proper updated War for Cybertron Gamer Edition Jazz so I could get rid of that old one with the big gaping hole in his chest and just kind of looks like a floating head. I guess I can bring him in here if you really want to do a Jazzathon. So there's this Jazz with the floating head. It's, oh, God, look at that. It's so bad. But it does its job for now because hopefully, come on, Hasbro, do an updated Jazz, please. And I think it's a pretty good size for a Jazz figure. Saying Jazz a lot. There's that. Here he is with another one of my absolute favorite figures that was released within the last like year or two. And he's just fun to transform. I bring him everywhere with me. And it's Skids. Another one of the few G1 figures I actually had as a kid was Jazz. So, or not Jazz, but Jazz and Skids. So these are two off that list. So there's Skids. And then here is Straxus. I just got him. He can't even fit in the shot. So I'll have to back up a little bit. There is Mr. Straxus. There you go with that. There you go, HBK. There's J Toys. Captain Rex. And obligatory Duke. All right, so my final thoughts for this Jazz. I think you know where this is going. This is definitely a 2 thumbs up. Let's see if I get my thumbs in here. Way off camera. There's a thumb, and there's the thumb. Those are the 2 solid, huge recommendations right there for this Jazz. He is absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. I love this figure. I love him. He's so good. Definitely go pick him up. Don't spend a ton of money going to get him. He's not worth $40. He's not worth $35. $30 at the most. That's it. That's all I would pay for him. Other than that, $24.99 retail is fantastic for him. Go get him. Buzzworthy Bumblebee Jazz, G1 Jazz. I love him. I think he's a home run. Great job, Hasbro, on this. The look, The feel, the articulation, range of motion, everything is spot on for him. And yeah, like I said, pick him up. Other than that, memberships are in the description box below. If you want to join up and become a Jive Turkey, you can. Other than that, leave a comment down below for the beautiful place for discourse. And it does help the algorithm as far as people seeing the channel. And if you want to support the channel other ways, you can just leave a like, comment, subscribe, all those fun things. Other than that, I'd like to thank Terry Turner and Woodman29, my 2 members at this time. And yeah, I will see you guys on the flip side.